Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the MacBook Pro 17-inch late 2011 series, where we are upgrading this system. And in today's episode, we aren't actually putting an eGPU on it. That's here, I just tested it. It's not going to work yet. We're going to actually make this now a 4-parter officially now. Today we're going to actually be upgrading this thing with what's in this box, what's here, and what's here. So let's go. So anyway, guys, I'm Greg Hrutkay of Hrutkay Mods, and welcome to today's episode where we will be installing an SSD, maxing out, wow, that's really in there. Maxing out the RAM, putting in all the missing screws on this thing, upgrading to USB 3 through the express card port, and replacing the battery in this late 2011 MacBook Pro 17-inch. So let's get to it. So let's get a few things out of the way first. I am currently running Ventura on this, and I've figured out that Ventura currently does not have a kryptonite patch, so you can run an eGPU. There's no way to get it to work on an older Mac like this. Anything has one later, you can hack it to get it to work, but this is a Sandy Bridge CPU. So we will not be doing the eGPU today. But I would like to quickly go over the current specs one more time before we tear this thing down. We've got an original 830 cycle battery. There's also 4 gigs of RAM in it. A crappy 80 gig hard drive, which is actually more or less died. It will boot up, and that's about it now. It takes forever to load anything. It takes like a solid minute to even start loading anything and click on. And I couldn't even make a carbon copy clone of it, so I had to make a fresh install on that SSD over there, which I'm not even sure if it will boot once we install it. But we're going to find out if it does. But anyway, it's got that 80 gig hard drive in it. It's got the factory HD 3000 graphics in it. And that's it. In the future, we will be downgrading this to Monterey so we can actually run the eGPU right here and test it out. But today, we'll stick with Ventura. And let's start tearing this sucker down and upgrading it. Okay, so let's go over everything we are upgrading today. We have a 1 terabyte OWC SSD right here. We also have a 95 watt-hour Neurotech battery. All the screws we need to finish putting all the screws in the thing, including to mount the drive. We've got 16 gigs of DDR3, and we've got this express card, which I've used in the past. This is a Nanotech card, which uses the same chipset in it as a 2013 Mac Pro. And it's a very useful card. It gives you 100% true USB 3 compatibility in any macOS since, I think, Lion. So it's a very useful card, kind of hard to get a hold of. I don't even know if they still sell them, but I luckily still have a few, so we'll be sticking that in there too. And it's, well, let's start tearing it down and upgrading it. Yeah. And there we go. We've got it upgraded. Now let's do the first boot test. Hopefully the battery has some charge on it. All right, let's see what happens. We'll hold in the Option key. And let's see if this boots up quicker. I'm hoping it does because it used to take about, let's see here, 5-6 minutes to boot up. And so far it's still going about the same speed. Come on, you can do it. I was afraid of that. I was having a problem with this SSD. It will boot up on anything except this system over USB, and I'm getting a feeling it's not going to boot. So we may actually be doing the eGPU video today because I may be making a new boot for this and reinstalling everything. Yippee! Alright, we made a new installer drive with the formerly known as world's fastest mid-2012 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's not the world's fastest anymore, spoiler alert, but it's still quick. But we made the new installer drive, and it's a USB 3 drive. I actually put the 3 patch on here, so it should still be able to read on the drive long enough for us to boot off this USB 3. If I can figure out how you plug it in. Why is it not plugging in? Come on. There we go. So if I go there, there it is. So this should install a lot quicker over USB 3. So we're going to wipe the drive. Install Monterey. All right, we'll let it install. The next time you see it, it should be booted up into Monterey. All right, so I've got everything set up. It was actually a pretty quick install. It took less than an hour, and I did it all through USB 3, which was pretty fun. Very quick. I don't know what's going on with Ventura. I looked up in verbose, and it said something about not setting up the device tree properly, which is weird because the drive worked on any other system I tried it on. So it might just be a Ventura thing with this particular model. Don't know, but Monterey does seem to work quite well so far. I'm not 100%. I haven't really tested it a whole lot. So let's do the first boot up. We're going to let this actually just boot up and actually see how quick it actually boots without any time lapsing. So I'm just going to talk, and it should be booted in a few seconds. Hopefully, any day now. It booted quicker last time. Still pretty quick. And we're booted. Hey, look. Neat. All right, let me get my password in here. All right, are we ready? And it's fully loaded. This thing's actually feeling more like a modern day system now with all these upgrades. It's pretty quick and snappy. I did experience a few slowdowns earlier, but let's see if it's doing it now. No, seems fine. We've got the USB 3 card right there. Let's stop the camera real quick. We'll zoom you into the screen, and we'll show you everything we upgraded. The autofocus doesn't seem to be very happy with this wallpaper, but we'll see if it starts freaking out again. But currently, let's go over to about this Mac. There we go. Everything's blurry as heck. Let's see here. And there goes the autofocus again. That is getting really annoying. Stop doing that. Well, this might be a very short video if I can't film it. Tell you what, let's try changing the wallpaper. All right, I changed the wallpaper and even changed it to dark mode, so light mode doesn't freak it out. It seems to be working fine now, so let's go back to about this Mac. And as we can see, we have 16 gigs of RAM, the HD 3000 graphics, which now are at 512 megs because it's pulling more memory off the memory, which is awesome. System report. That's actually quite fast there. Pretty smooth. So we've got all the details there. Go down to USB. There's the USB 3 controller. There's the display. What else is there to show you? The battery. Let's see here. Power. Newer tech battery. It's not fully charged yet. It's currently charging. It's at 40% charge. 1 cycle count. Brand new battery. Works great. System is very responsive, very fast. Now that it's restarted a few times, it's not all laggy. Okay, it's starting to lag again. I don't know why it's doing that. That might be another thing we'll have to figure out, because now, if you notice, the pointer's kind of, it's like it's loading something in the background, and I'm not sure what it's doing. But let's go to storage, maybe. Why is it doing that? Come on, There's the hard drive. So yeah, guys, there's some issues I've got to deal with on this. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but we've got Monterey on here now, so we can actually freeze the whole computer up. Yeah, something's wrong with it. But, why is it doing that? It's almost like it's overheating. I think it's overheating. It's quite warm. I think we've got a fan curve problem. I'll be back. So yeah, it's overheating. The fans aren't even on. Why? Why aren't the fans on? Custom. Let's just turn them up to 100%. Yeah, that's a problem. Why are my fans not working? Well, at least now we know why it's buggy. I don't know what to do. I know these were working. And it installed without overheating. What is going on? And we're already 100% on one of the cores. 100 degrees. That's a problem. Now, I know I didn't do that. Both fans are randomly unplugged. They were plugged in when I put it back together. But that would explain why the fans don't run. That's weird, because it installed with no problems. It didn't seem to overheat. Well, I'm going to plug them back in and see if they work. and we'll get back to Monterey and see what's going on. I taped the connectors down. There's no way they're coming off this time. If they do, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how that happened. Air dryer mode activate. It is running really cool now. I still have no clue how those fans got disconnected because it's been running fine when it was in Ventura and all that stuff. And it ran fine when it was in El Capitan, and I have no clue. But the fans work now. We'll set this back to automatic. It shouldn't have any problems now. And it seems fine now. Yeah. See what the temps are. Yep, everything seems fine now. Fans are blowing at 2,000 RPM. Everything's no freezing. I don't have a clue what happened there, but it's really smooth. This feels modern now. Everything seems to be working. So let's swipe left. Yeah. Oh yeah. Smooth. So go figure. So yeah, that's the end of upgrading this thing right now and actually making the fans work, which is kind of a necessity. So let's wrap up the video. All right, so yeah, guys, I actually wanted to do more things in this video. I wanted to do a speed test comparison between the old hard drive and the SSD and all the RAM and all that stuff, but with that hard drive filling, it wasn't possible. I also wanted to do the eGPU, but considering it wouldn't boot on that, and we had to actually downgrade and all that stuff, that caused problems too. But in the next video, we will be doing the eGPU and trying our best to make it work. It should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. We'll do some benchmarks, performance tests, see how modern we can make this thing work before we send it off to call and to actually make it modern and have it upgraded to a 2012 spec. But I want to see what we can do to turn this thing from having an HD 3000 only to having a Vega 56 in it. Because, you know, a Vega 56 is quite fun. As we can see, we've got my Vega 56 here. I don't know if that's in camera, but still. Yeah, it's going to be a fun experiment. We'll do some benchmarks on it and see what we can do with this system. We may even run Windows, I don't know yet. And try to game on it. Because I was actually going to do that with the mid-2012 too. We haven't yet. Let's see what this can do. Sandy Bridge quad core, Vega 56. Could be quite interesting. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I still don't know how those fans got disconnected. I'm still really confused over that. Like really, really confused. I have no clue. But, I mean, other than that minor hiccup, she runs really smooth. Everything seems to work fine. She's not overheating now, and she's working quite well, so that's awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, I do now have a Patreon. If you'd like to support me, there'll be a link at the end of the video and also in the description below. And you can see these videos up to a day earlier, sometimes earlier than that. Also, there's a join button down there to join my memberships where you can see behind the scenes stuff you just can't see anywhere else. And yeah, that's it for today. So this has been a Hrutkay Mods video. Hello, I'm Jim Carey. You know, fun fact, When he played Lloyd Christmas, that was his actual broken tooth. And in fact, today he still has a broken tooth. And he actually wears a cap over his tooth that is removable. So anytime he plays his character, his tooth, he just pulls off and it's broken again. Well, guess what? I'm not Lloyd Christmas anymore. And if you remember this video up here where I introduced myself that way about 4 years ago when I broke my tooth, yeah, I figured it'd be fixed in a few months, and that didn't happen. But I'm fixed now. Yay! And this is actually my real tooth. It's actually so strong. It's stronger than it was when it came in when I was a kid. It's actually reinforced. It's been completely rebuilt, and it is very durable, and it looks natural because it more or less is natural. It's just the very tip that's not actually real. But hey, neat. Anyway, that's not the actual intro. We'll put that at the end. But if you've noticed, yeah, I have teeth that are complete again, which is awesome. Anyway, so let's begin.